Hey everybody, it's Waves here again with my Shuffle Bus Season 5 Round 3 match against Maj.Apollo. Now, unfortunately, my computer crashed right in the middle of our game, so my recording stopped obviously, and then what I had remaining got corrupted, so couldn't even make a video out of it. But I wanted to just go through our lists and talk about a few things that I learned from the game. It was a really great game, as you can see. So here's my list on the left, and here's Maj.Apollo's list on the right. It was a Symboli mirror match, and mirror matches can be hit or miss, I think, depending on the list, depending on the Phoenix Born, but I will say that the Symboli mirror match, it didn't disappoint. It was a very fun game, and I'd say it was actually probably the most fun back and forth game of the season for me. So I'm very disappointed that I didn't have the recording to share with everybody. But nevertheless, it is what it is. One of the funny things about this, when the Shuffle Bus guys were announcing everybody's decks, is I found it really funny that our deck lists were so similar, despite having no contact with each other prior. The 5 Divine dice, 1 Sympathy, and a little bit of Nature as well. And you'll notice our ready spells, we have in common Royal Charm, Summon Ceratosaurus Mount, Summon Lightbringer, Summon Winged Lioness. That might just be a function of, we're so heavy into Divine that we need to bring those Divine summons with us. But yeah, it was just interesting, kind of funny. So he has an illusion suite with charm dice, whereas I have some time and a little bit more nature. And then in terms of allies, we both have the same number of allies. We both brought 2 Sonic Swordsmen, 3 Shepherd of Lost Souls, and some Polarity Mages. But after that, it differs a lot. So I have the Light Swordsman, which I really like and have liked this season in Symboli. He has Anchor Knots to pair with Ceratosaurus, which were proved very effective for him this game, as well as a couple additional big allies, a Flute Mage, and this stinking Rosefire Dancer, which came in clutch to help him win the game. So yeah, he won the game, and it was, I think, quite a close game. I think he maybe had 4 health remaining, but that's kind of like 1 swing away from a big ally with a divine power on him, or anything that's massive growth or with holy relics. So it was very close, but yeah, he took the game handily at the end. So I have the alteration suite to put on maybe some smaller allies, whereas he has the fade away for more control. And then we both have meteor. That makes sense. At least 1 meteor with the amount of divine dice we're running. We both opted for the 3 times purify, and he has heal, which is quite cool, along with chain creations, which is one of my favorite spells now. Like after this season, I've been really loving this spell. And then for reactions, we both have sort of protection spells. So he has the better protection for sure, though. 2 Golden Veil and 1 Fate Reflection, where I just have 1 Angelic Rescue. And then I have a Backtrack as well, which honestly hasn't done well for me in this particular deck this season. So yeah, in hindsight, I like his deck better than mine, but that's partially because he beat me. And partially because I've played a whole season with my deck, so I can see all of the little flaws and ways to improve my deck. So yeah, round 1, I did come ahead quite strong round 1, but after we talked after the game, I realized that's because he messed up spending his dice a little bit in round 1. So he had a plan of fade away, which I thought he'd do, so I brought Polarity Mage. But then he brought a Polarity Mage to recur his fade away, which is a play that I've never seen before, so I just wanted to highlight it. as a double fade away with Polarity Mage opener, that just seems quite devastating against something that really is going to try to stick a big ally like mine. Like, I really wanted to stick a Sonic Swordsman. So yeah, I won round one handily, but he managed to claw his way back into the game and defeat me through some really good plays. So the other huge play that definitely helped him seal the victory was the Rosefire Dancer. So he managed to play a Rosefire Dancer and tap out, I think it was my Ceratosaurus, and then use Gift of Wings on the Rosefire to kill the Ceratosaurus and still have a untapped Rosefire Dancer on the field. And just the tempo of it, I guess I couldn't either afford to use a Frog Dice that round, or they were all used up. I can't exactly remember. But it was a brutal play that really turned the battlefield around. After that, I almost managed to equalize with a meteor that I think killed two of his Cerasauruses and almost wiped out. Yeah, it might have wiped out his Sonic Swordsman as well. But I think the Anchornaut combination with the Ceratosaurus really helped him keep me down. Like, my plan was kind of to have all small allies, which I either use to purify or use to buff up with the Holy Relic's Massive Growth. But that Anchornaut really allowed him to keep my small allies down before I could buff them up. And I think during the game also, I really learned that ally recursion with mounts is very critical. Honestly, in this deck, I think I would take out the Ceratosaurus mount for the future if I was going to rework this deck. But yeah, there was one draw where I didn't have any allies, so I couldn't get the Ceratosaurus mount online. And I was really relying on either recurring allies with Shepherd of Lost Souls or Swift Messenger to draw into other allies. But it didn't work out for me, so that's one big consideration for my deck that I need to change in the future. Because that entire lead that I gained round one, I basically lost because of that. Yeah. Other than that, like, this match, I think was my favorite match this season, and I really like Gift of Wings. The one takeaway is that Gift of Wings, it's expensive. It's 2 dice, but it's basic dice, so you're not milling yourself. And because it's expensive, I think some of these 2 dice allies, like with high attack, like Rosefire Dancer, could actually pair really nicely with Symboli. I did find that with Light Swordsman as well. Like, it's a cheaper 1 dice ally, but it has 2 attack and quick strike. So, before I thought the Knights and the big expensive allies would be the best fit for Symboli, and I think that is true in some cases with, like, Grave Knight, who wants to be attacking all the time. And to a lesser extent with things like Sonic Swordsman and Hammer Knight, where you get stock on them, so you can guarantee getting off their effect. But I don't know, those plays seemed a bit more all-in. Whereas something with like a Light Swordsman or a Rosefire Dancer, I was also thinking recently about Beast Tamer. With its Tame 1, getting that off multiple rounds could potentially be a lot of value as well. So I'm a bit higher on using 2 dice allies with the Gift of Wings in the future with Symboli. So yeah, this match really made me aware of that, and also gave me the idea of the cool Polarity Mage double fade away opener. So yeah, I really wish I could have had this game up for everybody to see and for myself to watch back as well. But this is the best I could do. So hope you enjoyed, and see you later.